की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Today morning we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, The Creative Impetus. Chapter number 10, Maharaj Rahugana meets Jada Bharata. Text number 20. Savai bhavāḻ loka-nirīkṣaṇārtham avyakta-liṅgo vicaraty svit yogeśvarāṇāṁ gatim andha-buddhiḥ kathaṁ vicakṣīta gṛhānubandhaḥ savai bhavāḻ loka-nirīkṣaṇārtham avyakta-liṅgo vicaraty svit yogeśvarāṇāṁ gatim andha-buddhiḥ kathaṁ vicakṣīta gṛhānubandhaḥ savai bhavāḻ loka-nirīkṣaṇārtham avyakta-liṅgo vicaraty svit yogeśvarāṇāṁ gatim andha-buddhiḥ kathaṁ vicakṣīta gṛhānubandhaḥ Please. Savai bhavāḻ loka-nirīkṣaṇārtham avyakta-liṅgo vicaraty svit yogeśvarāṇāṁ gatim andha-buddhiḥ gṛhānubandhaḥ vicakṣīta gṛhānubandhaḥ savai bhavāḻ loka-nirīkṣaṇārtham avyakta-liṅgo vicaraty svit yogeśvarāṇāṁ gatim andha-buddhiḥ kathaṁ vicakṣīta gṛhānubandhaḥ savai bhavāḻ loka-nirīkṣaṇārtham avyakta-liṅgo vicaraty svit yogeśvarāṇāṁ gatim andha-buddhiḥ kathaṁ vicakṣīta gṛhānubandhaḥ Vaishnavis. savai bhavāḻ loka-nirīkṣaṇārtham avyakta-liṅgo vicaraty svit yogeśvarāṇāṁ gatim andha-buddhiḥ kathaṁ vicakṣīta gṛhānubandhaḥ. Savai bhavāḻ loka-nirīkṣaṇārtham. Avyakta-liṅgo vicaraty svit. Yogeśvarāṇāṁ gatim andha-buddhiḥ. Gatam vicakṣīta gṛhānubandhaḥ. Savai bhavāḻ loka-nirīkṣaṇārtham. Avyakta-liṅgo vicaraty svit. Yogeśvarāṇāṁ gatim andha-buddhiḥ. kathaṁ vicakṣīta gṛhānubandhaḥ. What two-word meaning? Saha, that Supreme Personality of Godhead, or his incarnation Kapiladeva. Vai, indeed, bhavān, your good self, loka-nirīkṣaṇā avyakta-liṅgah, without manifesting your real identity. Vicaraty are traveling in this world. Svit, whether yogeśvarāṇāṁ, of all the advanced yogis. Gatim, the characteristics or actual behavior. Andha-buddhiḥ, who are illusioned and have become blind to spiritual knowledge. Kathaṁ, how? Vicakṣīta, may know. gṛhānubandhaḥ, I who am bound by attachment to family life or worldly life. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Is it not a fact that your good self is the direct representative of Kapiladeva, the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? To examine people and see who is actually a human being and who is not, you have presented yourself to be a deaf and dumb person. Are you not moving this way upon the surface of the world? I am very attached to family life and worldly activities, and I am blind to spiritual knowledge. Nonetheless, I am now present before you, and I am seeking enlightenment from you. How can I advance in spiritual life? Purport. Although Maharaj Rahuguna was playing the part of a king, he had been informed by Jada Bharata that he was not a king, nor was Jada Bharat deaf and dumb. Such designations were simply covering of the spirit soul. Everyone must come to this knowledge as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse number 13, Dehino asmin yatha dehe. Everyone is encased within the body. Since the body is ever identical with the soul, the body's activities are simply illusory. In the association of such a sadhu as Jada Bharata, Maharaj Rahuguna came to the awareness that his activities as a royal authority were simply illusory phenomena. He therefore agreed to receive knowledge from Jada Bharat, and that was the beginning of his perfection. Tad vijnānārtham sa gurum eva vicacchate. A person like Maharaj Rahuguna, who was very inquisitive to know the value of life and the spiritual science, must approach a personality like Jada Bharata. Tasmad gurum prapadeta jigyasuhu shriya uttamam. Bhagavad Gita, Canto 11, chapter number 3, verse number 21. One must approach a guru like Jada Bharata, a representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to inquire about the goal of life. Om ajnanatimidandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshu anmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya manobhishtam sthapitam yena bhutale swayam rupam kadhamayam dadati swapadantikam. He Krishna karuna sindhu deen bandhu jagatpate gopisha gopika kanta radha kanta namostute. Tapta kanchana gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishvabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyate Deshatarani. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Shri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today we are on this verse number 20 here, and the chapter itself entitled as Maharaj Rahuguna meets Jada Bharat. So let's just try to hold the thread from the previous thing what has happened here. After realizing the exalted position of Maharaj Rahuguna recognized Jada Bharata as such an exalted personality, the pure devotee of the Lord. And he genuinely felt that he has offended. He has really offended a pure devotee. Then previously he said that I don't fear to be punished by Maharaj. I don't afraid to be walk under the sun on the scorching heat and so. But I really fear to offended a Brahmana like you. He was feeling so much sorry in his heart. And then when he realized, he came down from his palanquin straight away and he paid a dandavat to Jada Bharat. And as soon as he paid a dandavat, he started praying offering. From the verse number 16 until here, it's just continuing. He's praying offering after offering and he's asking for his pardon. When he chastised with his filthy words, filthy behavior, while Jada Bharat was carrying the palanquin, he said that, why did I do that? I was so puffed up with my position here. And Jada Bharat, being on a very higher level, he tolerated all the insults, all the misbehavior by King Rahuguna. He didn't say anything, but it was when the water was going above the head, then he says, now I think I should have to open my mouth. I have to tell him, because he's doing offenses after offense and it's been going on. It says that when a person is on a very higher level materially, he becomes so puffed up that he thinks he's the doer or he's the enjoyer. And on that position, he starts thinking other people as a subject of his enjoyment. And then he did here. No doubt, King Rahuguna, after a few chapters, we have realized that he had some knowledge also. He had some also spiritual knowledge. Otherwise, how could he see as soon as the Jada Bharat opened his mouth, start speaking about the spirit and the matter, what is what, the discrimination here, giving him the actual knowledge, he realized, no, this person is not an ordinary person. He's definitely a representative of a Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he's just saying in the text here, are you not the good self, the representative of Kapiladeva? If you see in the beginning of the pastime, King Rahuguna, he was going to meet Kapiladeva in his ashram. And he's saying, I think so. The way you are speaking to me, it looks like you are the representative of the pure Supreme Personality of Godhead. And as soon as he realized, he thought, okay, now the time has come for me to grab the knowledge from him. So he said, oh my Lord, oh Jadabharth, my master, whatever philosophical words you have said, please, kindly tell me the meaning of those words. I am such a householder that I have been stuck in the family life. Apashyatam atma-tattvam. It's in Canto 2, it says, Apashyatam atma-tattvam. Apashyata means who is blind. Atma-tattvam, about the self-realization. I'm so attached to my worldly affair, to my family affairs. I'm totally blind. And here, Maharaj Rahuguna is saying the same thing here. Gṛhānubandhaḥ. I who am bound by, attached to family life and worldly life. Immediately he's surrendering. He's saying, please tell me the meaning of those words. And in this verse, in this translation, the last line itself says, I am surrendering into you. I want to become your disciple. The same situation, if you think, who has said already, where it says, I want to become your disciple, and this soul surrender into you. Where does it say? Who says? Krishna says. Arjuna says, in chapter 2, Bhagavad Gita, Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava prachami tavam dharma samurcheta yashriyashaya nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyastayaham sadhi mam tavam prapannam. Oh my Lord Krishna, now I am confused about my duties. Due to my miserly weakness, I don't know what is good and what is not good for me. Kindly, please enlighten me. Give me the knowledge. I want to become your disciple. And this soul surrenders into you, to your lotus feet. And the same thing, the Lord said the same thing. And because the pure devotee of the Lord, there is no difference between the pure devotee of the Lord and the Lord, because they both spread or gives the same message. Krishna says, I am God. Sadhu says, Krishna is God. So there is no difference between Krishna's statement and the Sadhu statement. If the Sadhu says, I am God, then there is a problem. That's why we have to watch out. So he's just saying, you are the direct representative of the Supreme God. Please enlighten me. Krishna is also saying, please surrender into me. I will protect you from everything. And that's where, as soon as you find a spiritual master, that's where your actual spiritual life, your bhakti starts from there. It's not like that only spiritual master, Vaishnavas also. Those who teaches you the ABCD of spiritual life, they're also one kind of a representative of a God. So here in this verse, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning about the importance. If somebody is really interested, somebody is really serious, he must have a spiritual master, a guide, a navigator, a captain of the ship. We need a captain here. Otherwise, where is the way? How do we know where to go? We want to become successful, and the path has been already showed by Krishna himself and his representative. Only they can take us back to the Godhead from this material life. If you see in our material day-to-day life, any successful personality or celebrity, you just name it, if they are successful, not just because on the strength of their own ability, no, they have been guided by their coach, by their mentor, by their gurus. They have guided them and they have trained them in such a way that they become successful. And the tip is only there because they have heard them very, very carefully. I remember that in 2002 and 3, when I was in my uni days, that time Sachin Tendulkar, we all of know, he's a great personality in cricket. He was very, very famous, very, very famous. Still he's very famous. And that's why he was on his high pitch of his career. He was so successful, so popular. So one of the journalists, he was interviewing his elder brother. Sachin Tendulkar's elder brother, and they asked him, what is the success of Sachin Tendulkar's life, of his career? And that time, I was just like a college boy. But when I heard this lecture, this interview, it stuck in my mind what he's actually saying. He's saying, even though he knows all the hits, all the shots, people calls him, he's a god of the cricket. Okay? He knows everything, he doesn't need to know anything, but still, till now, he goes to his guru to learn all the hits, all the shots, to practice under him, under proper guidance. He still wakes up early in the morning and he goes to see his guru and he learns, even though he has learned all the things, but still he goes there. Means he still surrendered to his guru, even though he has become so popular. That's made him success. With the blessings of the guru, the success is there. When we wake up early in the morning, right early in the morning, the first prayer, what we do? Shri Shri Guru Ashtakam, Samsara Dava Nalalita Loka, Tranaya Karunya Ghana Ghanatvam. From till then, Yasya Prasada Bhagavad Prasado. This whole prayer is just to pray to our spiritual master, begging for their causeless mercy. Right from the beginning, as soon as we wake up, we have been taught by our seniors, as soon as we wake up, what we do first thing? We pay obeisances. To whom? To our gurus. If it's not there, then Srila Prabhupada, Acharyas are there, Parampara is there. So that's the first thing we learned. Just bowing down our false ego in front of our gurus, in front of our Acharyas. That's the weird thing. And at 7 o'clock Aarti also, Guru Puja, the same thing has been taught. Here, Chakhu Dan Dilo Je Janme Janme Prabhu Se, Divya Gyan Hirde Prakashito. He opened my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. The same thing, all Shastra you can take day and night. Sakshat Dharitrvena, Samasta Shastre, Uktastata Bhavyata Eva Sabdhi, Kintu Prabhu Yaha Priya Eva Tasya, Vande Guroho Shri Charanāravindam. All the Shastras has been said. They know, first worship Guru. Krishna himself says, Pratham Guru Tad Mam Archanam. Before me, you have to worship my devotees. Why? Because they are carrying Lord in their heart. Maharaj Rahugana, he recognized, O Jadabharth, your heart is the resident of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are the walking, talking Tirtha. I'm pretty much sure if you have read Canto 1, chapter number 13, Dhritarashtra quits home, where Vidura, Mahatma Vidura, he comes to see, after traveling all the pilgrimages, he comes and see Yudhishthira Maharaj, all the Pandavas. Only purpose was his to enlighten his elder brother, because he himself was so affectionate to the family life. Even though he's been insulted, his 100 sons were killed, he was still in the house of his enemy, because he was thinking they were their enemy. But Pandavas, they were thinking, no, he's just like our father. He's the elder brother of our father. Only that purpose Mahatma Vidura entered the house. Only that purpose sannyasis, Vaishnavas, they go to his householder's life just to enlighten them. Because they have been so affectionate to the bodily relation that they are not able to recognize there is something more else there to do in the life. This is a secondary duty, no doubt. We have to look after our family members. We are in the material world. We need to do the jobs and take care of the body. But don't entangle in such a way the purpose of your taking a human birth that drifts away, that goes away from the path, which is to become a self-realized person. And the same thing Maharaj Rahuguna is asking, please help me. Nonetheless, I'm very attached to family life and worldly activities, and I'm blind to spiritual knowledge. He's honestly admitting of his disease. Please help me out in that way. In our culture, Vaishnava culture, there is a very famous saint was born, Saint Kabir. He was saying in his stanza, in his doya, Guru Govind do no khade, ke lagu paaye, balihari Guru apan ki, Govind diyo bataye. If a guru comes, knocks on your door, and you see the voice, someone is knocking, and he opens, and two personalities are standing there, Guru and Krishna, Guru and Govinda, and he's confused to whom to pay obeisances first. Balihari Guru apan ki, Govind diyo bataye. Only by the mercy of the Guru we try to know Govinda. That is the power of the association of a pure devotee. In Canto 11, where we see Lord Krishna, when he heard that Samba and other sons, when they've been cursed by Brahmana, so he says, now the time has come to wind up my pastime. So he moved all his entire dynasty to Pravashetra. When he was there, and there were some sages came. And being as a householder, Krishna, he's above of everything, but still, he was setting as an example of being as a householder. He offered obeisances along with his entire dynasty to all those sages. And he says, my Lord, you have been so fortunate upon us. You came here all the way, traveling, and you want to give us a spiritual knowledge. People like you, they are not different from the Lord himself. When a person goes to pilgrimages, he sees the deities, and he travels, he slowly progresses. Year after year, life after life. But when a person takes the association of a devotees like you, he immediately gets elevated. Immediately gets enlightened. There is no chance here. Actually, there is a very beautiful story I heard in one of the lectures that one time Narada Muni, he wanted to know the power of the association of a pure devotee. Then he went to Vaikuntha and he approached the Lord and he paid him obeisances, to Mother Lakshmi, and he inquired, my Lord, could you please tell me what is actually the value or the power of the association of the devotee? I would like to know. Lord Vishnu says, no problem. You first do one thing. Can you see on the earth there is a small worm? He's crawling on the ground. And please, Lord and Narada Muni, they both have mystic powers. They can see. He says, okay, you go and ask him and come back to me, then I will give you the answer. No problem. Narada Muni went and he approached a worm. Because Narada Muni has got mystic power, he can communicate any species in any language. He asked him, oh my worm, what is the value of the association of a pure devotee? Worm looked up and he rolled and he died. Narada Muni feeling pity, oh my God, what has happened here? Then he went back to the Lord and he narrated the whole story, the whole incident. And Lord Vishnu says, no problem. There is one cow, she just gave a birth to a calf. Go and ask that calf the same question. Then Narada Muni goes again and he asks the same question to the calf. Oh calf, what is the value of the association of the pure devotee of the Lord? And calf, with his brown, big, nice eyes, newly born, he looked up Narada Muni, rolled on the ground and died again. And Narada Muni felt so much pity again. He said, oh my God, I did go hatya. Now my time has come to go to hell. But before that, I have to go and see the Lord. And he goes back to the Lord. And he says, oh my Lord, that's what happened. Oh really? Okay, do one thing, last moment. There is one Mataji, she just gave a birth to a child, and go and ask the same question to the child and come back to me. And he says, no, first the worm gone in my association, now the calf gone in my association. I think I am the source or I am the killer. Now I don't want to kill this baby, this Brahmana baby. He said, no problem, maybe Lord has some plan behind this. So I must obey the order of the Lord, I must go. Then he went. He went and he asked the question to the baby, oh baby, what is the value of the association of the pure devotee? And he says, first you came to me being merciful upon me when I was in a womb, in a warm body. In an association, I elevated to a calf body. That's where I elevated to a Brahmana body, to a child now. And I think this is my last birth. And I'm going to go back to the spiritual world. Same thing, we have to become compassionate to all the living entities. That's what Srila Prabhupada has said. You go and do the Harinam on the street because there are many trees, many insects, many living entities, unlimited atoms that we cannot see from our eyes. But by chanting, be compassionate, they can be elevated. They can be elevated to the human birth. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Now time has come to realize the self-realization. When they say now means what here? Can anyone tell me? When it says now, what do you mean by now? Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Now the time has come to realize the self-realization. Who am I? Yes, human birth. Now means now. Because now, this question you cannot ask in any other life except the human life. Dog, camel, ass, insect, aquatics, trees, birds, anything you just name it except human being, they cannot understand. Because their intelligence is not developed. It's not mature to understand this point. And if we do act the same thing and don't inquire about the questions of the life, why I have taken birth as a human, so we will be considered as animal. They also do the 4 activities, ahara, nidra, bhaya, mathunam. We also do the 4 activities. And if we do from the birth to the death, we are considered as the same. They are on the 4-legged, we are on 2-legged. But the activities is the same. Same it has been said here. That's why the perfection, the first step is Guru Padarashraya. The previous verse, the same thing was talking about. Taking the shelter of the Guru, recognizing. But for this, you must have some intelligence. You must discriminate. If someone is there higher than you, somebody is trying to correct you or giving you knowledge, we must accept, humbly, be honest. Yes, I have a fault. I want to correct myself. And there is someone being so merciful upon us, and they are enlightening us. So Guru here, not only the spiritual master who is giving us an initiation, first initiation or second initiation, the Vaishnavas are also our gurus. Many people say, we are self-dependent. I don't need anybody. I'm a self-dependent woman or a self-dependent man. This slogan is going on, in youth. I don't need anybody. But if you see from the beginning, as we taken the birth, we are fully dependent on everything. Whatever skills we have, either somebody has taught us with our hand, like our parents, mother, she taught us how to write on the paper A, B, C, D from the beginning. Or either if we have grown up or whatever skill we have, we might have seen somebody without noticing that person, that I am learning from that person any skill. Painting, singing, playing, doing some carpentry, some paintings, anything, any skill you have learned in this world. We born in a womb, there is an ignorance, there is a darkness. We came with no knowledge, zero, except the one knowledge, how to drink the milk from the mother. That's it all. And no knowledge. And whatever we have learned here. Every single step, whatever we are practicing in our spiritual life, that is a contribution of every single Vaishnava or a devotee in our life. It says, to grow a good child, it is the effort of the whole village. It is the effort of the whole village. Guru comes. Once in a lifetime or once a year, you come and see him. He comes, spends some time, 1, 2, 3 days, he flies again. So where we take the shelter? The Vaishnavas around us. They are also playing the part of a guru. Siksha Guru, Diksha Gurus are there, other Vaishnavas are there. Some may say in ignorance, no, my spiritual master is everything to me. Only by his mercy I did this, only by mercy that did. And they glorify so much. and they insult the other Vaishnavas. But let me tell you one thing here. Who made you or who prepared you to stand to front of your spiritual master? You never knew your spiritual master. Somebody gave a bead in your hand. They taught you how to chant Hare Krishna. They taught you everything. When you go to shower, when you go to washroom, you have to have a bath, how to wear tilak, how to wear dhoti, how to have a hairstyle, how to talk, how to pay obeisances, how to see the deities, how to chant the mantras. They perfectly trained you, made you a Vaishnava, and they made you stand in front of your Guru Maharaj. And the Guru Maharaj asked, for how many years are you chanting? Oh, 1 month, 2 years, 3 years. Are you following the 4 regulative principles? Yes, I'm doing. And when he sees those eligibility, those qualifications, then he accepts you. Then he accepts you. And then where you can glorify. This is the prayers what we chant at 7 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock in the morning there. That is the prayer to all the Vaishnavas, those who has helped us or helping us in our life more or less. If any problem happens, where do we go? Sometimes we write to our Guru Maharaj email, and Maharaj is so busy. Sometimes hundreds of emails come, thousands of emails come. Our emails are, somewhere underneath, thousands email. He doesn't even see. So we take the shelter of the devotees around us, who teaches us. That's where the importance is there for having the Guru. Prabhupada writes in the purport that this beautiful verse from Canto 11, chapter number 321, Tasmad Gurum Prapadeta Jigyashu Shreyam Uttama Shabde Parecha Nishnatam Brahmanya Upashamasham. This is one of the Navi Yogendra. He's giving instruction to King Nibi that Prabhupada quotes in this purport, today's purport here. He says, therefore any person who seriously desires real happiness must seek a bona fide spiritual master and take shelter of him by initiation. The qualification of the bona fide guru is that he has realized the conclusions of the scriptures by deliberation and is able to convince others of this conclusion. Such great personalities who have taken shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, leaving aside all material considerations, should be understood to be the bona fide spiritual master. Any scriptures you pick up, any great sages you pick up, they all talk about Guru Padashraya. The Guru Padashraya is so important. Prabhupada many times he says in lecture that without taking the dust of the pure devotees of the Lord on your head, your spiritual life will not move on. You don't have strength to progress in a spiritual life. Vaishnavas are there, Gurus are there, somebody somewhere is praying for you deeply for your spiritual success. We know the quality of our rounds, how beautifully we do. We are so proud. On that strength, can we elevate ourselves? No way. No chance. Only by the causeless mercy of the Guru it is possible, because he is praying to the Lord. Yasya prasada bhagavad prasado yasya na prasada nagati kutopi. Dhyayan stuvan tasya yasya trisandhya vande guroh shri charanāravindam. By the mercy of the spiritual master, you can get Krishna. And by the mercy of Krishna, you can get Guru. Dhyayan stuvan tasya. That's why we must every day pay obeisances 3 times. Dhyayan stuvan trisandhya. Morning, afternoon, and evening. And whatever we do, our spiritual activity throughout the whole day, we give as an offering to our Guru Maharaj, to all the Guru Parampara. By your mercy, I was able to serve the Lord. By your mercy, I was able to read something, to understand something. By your mercy, I was able to chant my rounds. I had to do some preaching. Only by the mercy of their Gurus. The qualification, but we must have some intelligence here, the way King Rahuguna had some intelligence, how he recognized, how he paid obeisances to whom. Because he had some intelligence, he had heard some sages, what are the qualifications of the Guru. But are we that dumb that we can choose any person from the YouTube or from any channel because he's dressing so well, we can ask him to become our Guru Maharaj, to become our spiritual master? No way. The nectar of instruction, the first verse itself talks about Vacho vegam, mansa krodha vegam, jiva vegam, udar upasta vegam, etane vegam, yo vishahe tadera pitvim sarvam sashishyat. Who can control the speech, who can control the mind, who can control the anger, who can control the belly, tongue and genital? Only he is allowed to become a spiritual master. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj is a very famous quote. He says, preach, preach, preach. When somebody asks you to speak, then speak. Is it a very powerful statement, and there is a deep understanding behind this. Preach, what we mean here, lack of our knowledge, preach means just to go and start speaking to people, one sense, which is good. But still there is a deeper meaning is practicing yourself. Your own sadhana, your own activity, your own behavior, without telling anybody, you preach it. Your own presence, how you behave in the society, how you do the service in the society. Your service itself is a preaching. If someone is dressing the Lord so beautifully, it's a preaching. Somebody comes and says, oh my God, new dress every day. Twice a day, there's a new dress. How beautifully the Lord has been dressed. Someone is cooking. That is a preaching. How beautiful the prasadam is. Someone is speaking. How beautifully, that is a preaching. Preach, preach, preach. When somebody asks you to speak, then speak. And Jadabharat Maharaj here said the same thing. He was preaching with his humbleness. He didn't say anything. He was so aloof from this material designation that Prabhupada here writes that he was thinking he's actually a king because he was on a bodily platform. Hey, I'm your master. Carry the palanquin very nicely. Otherwise, I will punish you the way Yamaraj punishes the sinful people. He was so proud. Jadabharat Maharaj, completely do, doesn't matter. He's insulting my body, but I'm a spirit soul. The first instruction, Jadabharat Maharaj, he opens with, we are not this body, we are a spirit soul. The first instruction, if you see throughout the whole Srimad Bhagavatam, any case study you pick up, whether it's Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, any, from 1 to 12 canto, or from Bhagavad Gita itself, the first ABCD of the spiritual life is, we are not this body, we are a spirit soul. That's where Maharaj Rahuguna, he was misidentifying it himself as a body. He was so proud of his position, being as a king. I am a representative of a God. I am exactly like a God. You must obey my order. He heard everything. And when Jadabharat Maharaj says, oh Baba, he's going out of hand, now I have to tell something. Then he gave nice philosophical understanding. And he was sitting in the palanquin and he heard. Then he recognized, no, he's not an ordinary person. His something is there. He's a big gun. So let me come and take his divine darshan. Then he started offering his prayer where he started. Okay, I'll stop here. If anybody have any questions, any comments, any correction. Use a mic. Pause.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the nice class. My question is that you were talking about the Vaishnavas around us. So, what should we do for the devotees that have helped us in Krishna consciousness? I mean, how should we pay the debt we owe to them?
Yes. There are two ways. Vani and Vapu, what we do to our Guru Maharaj, we have to do the same thing to the Vaishnavas. If there is a need in any help with intelligence, we must serve them. And the best thing to serve them is to follow their instructions. Because that instruction is coming from the Shastra. If they are your good friends, they know you from the beginning, they know what you need, so they help you in this way. Just stay around with them, follow their instructions, and you will be elevated.
Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu. Mic here, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
As you said, Prabhuji said that preach, and then somebody asks, then you speak.
Yes.
Like we are like nowhere to stand say that we cannot preach, yeah? So our knowledge is not that much, but say when we try to tell somebody to come into the Krishna consciousness, that way our knowledge cannot match the preaching level. So is this okay? Because the source of knowledge, like my knowledge is not that much. So is it okay to preach, say it's a preaching, or should I just connect them to someone on the top position?
Yeah, Prabhu. Look, Prabhupada have already answered this. He says, ki, whatever you know, even though you know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is enough to tell everybody. Whatever you know, be honest and tell only that much. And plus seniors are here, those who is practicing for many years. You can bring them, those people, those devotees, and tell them, look Prabhu, whatever I knew, I told you, but I have my seniors from there, I'm taking guidance, so why don't we both go to them and ask them, so by your help, by your question, I maybe also get benefited. So we just take the shelter of the senior Vaishnava, those who are practicing, or those who are guiding you. But one point, we also must have to know everything. That's why Srila Prabhupada books are there. We must have to read them. Because today, maybe somebody is with you to help you all those answers. But maybe there will be a point where you will be left alone. So you need to enlighten them, because somebody is inspiring you. He's seeing you as an inspiration and they want to be like you. But if you don't have the answers to answer them, then their faith will be lacking. Yeah. So what we do, we also learn time by time. We take the advantage of the human birth. We learn and we ask questions. And meanwhile, whatever we know, we preach to our capacity. And we bring people to near our seniors there. So while surrounding with them, when we be around with our seniors, we learn how they preach. What are the questions somebody is asking and how they are answering and how they are treating them. So the same thing what we learn, and in the future we use the same technique on others. Hare Krishna. Okay, one is here.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for the class. It was really good. So we see that there are many sincere souls who are searching for a guru in their life, but some people, they have a bona fide guru, they receive one. And
they
others,
have what?
They receive a bona fide guru. Bona fide.
Birthright guru.
Bona fide.
A bona fide guru.
Bona fide.
Yeah.
Whereas others, they have a bogus guru.
Yeah.
So why do some people receive a bona fide guru and some receive a bogus guru?
Yeah. That's our will. Because we want to be cheated, so the cheaters are there. That's Prabhupada's answer. Make sense? We want to get cheated, that's why cheaters are there. The actual guru tells you about Krishna. He makes Krishna famous. He speaks from the Shastra. If a guru, that's why Prabhupada says, before choosing the guru, you have to hear from him. Either he's speaking from his own mental speculation, or either he's speaking from Shastra. Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. If all three are matching, then he's a bona fide guru. And plus, we have to see from where did he get all those knowledge. Like disciplic succession. We have to see his background. Actually, one time I read in one of the book where Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj says, somebody asked him, Prabhupada's spiritual master, that do you read other books, other people's book? Then Maharaj said, no, I read the author. I don't read the book. If the author is bona fide, then I read his book. Otherwise, why should I waste my time? What is the source of his knowledge? Where is he getting? If you see in Prabhupada Lila Amrita, we read one of the pastime when Prabhupada went to America. So one of the disciples of Prabhupada, he was introducing. Prabhupada said, why do you introduce me? I can speak. He said, no, Prabhupada, in America, we talks about the author. When people see the qualification of the author, they feel interest to hear him. Okay?
But some people, they don't know how to choose a guru.
That's why we have to make them qualified. Yeah, that's why we need to make them qualified. That's why we need to go, okay, these are the qualifications. Vacho vegam, mansa krodha vegam. Is your guru has a command, a control on a tongue, on his anger, on his belly, on his genital. If you see all those previous, especially in India, gurus are there, bogus gurus. But after 10-15 years, you see there is some scandal comes out. They got caught by some Hollywood heroines, Bollywood heroines, anybody, they just got out. Just hear from them. That's why the books are there. We need to read. If Prabhupada says, Shastra is saying, Prabhupada is quoting. I am not saying. Krishna is saying in so-and-so chapter, so-and-so verse. So I am repeating the same thing. As I said in my lecture, Krishna says, I am God. Prabhupada says, Krishna is God. So the statement is same. If someone says, Krishna says, I am God, that means it's not only Krishna God, you are also God. I am means me also. So that is wrong. So that is a wrong misinterpretation. That's why Shastras are there to recommend, sir, whatever you said, that's pretty nice to hear because I never heard all those things. Could you please refer me, which Shastra are you speaking to? Or who is your spiritual master? Prabhupada has given in Bhagavad Gita all the 32 acharyas. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, Gaurkishore Babaji Maharaj, then Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So list line is there. But nowadays, if you ask any guru, who's a guru? I don't need. God is my father, I'm his child, so do I need anybody to introduce me to my father? No, that's what today's verse is saying. You need a guru. Because you are apashyatam atma tattvam, because you are blind in the well and you don't know where to go. So the Shastras and the sadhus are the torchlight. I hope it satisfies you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Already. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.